What's up, good people? Welcome to another episode of Passion Portraits. For today's episode, we're going to be talking about Arthur Toole and his passions: fatherhood, God's will, and entrepreneurship. Let's get to it. How did you first discover your passion? Was it an instant connection or a gradual realization? Arthur says for fatherhood, he's discovered it when a baby popped out of a girl when he was 17 or 18. For God's will, he says, it's always been the case. Entrepreneurship, he says, when he saw candy at Sam's and realized he could sell it for more than it cost him to buy it. What obstacles have you faced while pursuing your passion? And was it an instant connection or a gradual realization? So he says he's the first generation dad in his eyes. In terms of God's will, temptation is everywhere. In terms of entrepreneurship, he's a first generation entrepreneur as well. And he didn't realize that many of the things that he was taught were true actually weren't. How long have you gone about cultivating this passion of yours, and where do you see your journey heading for you over the next few years? For fatherhood, he's been cultivating it for 28 years. For God's will, he's been cultivating it for 40 plus years. And for entrepreneurship, he's been cultivating it for 18 years. Did you have a mentor? Take a course. What advice would you give to someone who is still searching for their passion? He says, yes, and yes, you don't know as much as you think you know. You are stronger than you think you are. You'll make mistakes. Forgive yourself. Learn from them and move on. Enjoy the journey, and there is no end until we die. Can you share a particularly memorable experience that truly encapsulates the joy your passion brings? For fatherhood, he says, watching his oldest become a good man making his own decisions, and watching his siblings starting to stand up on their own. For God's will, he says, watching God do more for him when he really blew it with his own plans. For entrepreneurship, he says, when he saw his products help others move again without pain. In what ways has your passion helped you grow personally or professionally? He says, he learned to be patient and just simply trust God. If someone wants to start learning this passion of yours, what advice would you give to them to get started? He says, get a mentor who's already done it. Start now and be okay with your current level/knowledge and commit to the journey. If possible, where can people find you online if they want to maybe ask you more questions? You can find him at Arthur Toole on Instagram. Link is in the description. All right, so that's it for today's Passion Portrait episode. Thank you so much, Pops, for taking the time to tell your story. I especially appreciate your wisdom on getting a mentor and just acknowledging the fact that you don't know what you don't know. And I've had conversations about this, but it's something that we should all be reminded on a regular basis. So thank you for taking the time to fill out this form. I really appreciate it. And for those who don't know, in terms of him, when he made that mention about helping people with be able to move again without pain, he has a business called Mega Leaf. It has an all-natural oil where you just spray it on, and it helps relieve joint pain. It also helps with arthritis. It also helps with sore muscles, and it also helps with inflammatory situations as well. And so it's a dope product. It's helped a lot of people. I've used it on myself, especially for my wrist and my arms whenever I draw a lot and I'm on the computer a lot. And it's helped bring me a lot of relief. And it's also helped my Nana as well with her arthritis after multiple surgeries. So it's a really dope product. I'm gonna put a plug here because it's helped a lot of people. So if you know someone who has arthritis, if you know someone who just came back from a surgery, who has a lot of sore muscles or something of the like, then consider reaching out to my Pops. His website is, he didn't mention it in the Passion Portrait, but his website is makerleaf.com. Check it out. All right, that's all we have today for my dad's story. Thank you for taking the time to hear his story. And as usual, if you have a passion or if you know someone who has a passion that you've put time towards, then please consider filling out this form. We'd love to hear your story, and we'd love to be able to tell your story in your words so we can encourage more people to find and cultivate their passions so we can help them find their callings. That's all I have for you today, and I'll see you soon.